The reason a lot of women advocated for it was because they believed it was the beginning of the breakdown of the family. You know, before you became one in marriage, 85% of people were married.
You know, the ones who weren't lobotomized might have believed that, but probably not. Okay, requested video. Go be equal. Anti-feminist clashes with journalists over women's rights. I must tell you going into this, I may or may not have allegedly taken substances. So understand that going in. And we continue.
Pearl Davis has racked up a legion of online followers and plenty of breathless newspaper coverage by sharing her incendiary views on modern feminism. The New York Post called her the female Andrew Tate. So she tapped into genuine female pushback to the excesses of wokery, or is she just an attention seeker? We'll find
Wokery.
First,
I love that word. That's a good word. Wokery.
let's take a look at the clip that sent her viral.
By the way, I thought that, like, the conservatives were against making up words. I'm just saying, right? Like, I thought they were against these fake words, as they say.
A lot of people think I'm insane because I don't think women should vote. Everybody thinks I'm crazy for this opinion. If anything, this is probably my most extreme opinion.
The one who got her asshole severely shredded by Ethan Klein's massive swinging dick and balls, rhetorically.
% of women have been on birth control. 1 out of 3 women has had an abortion. 1 out of 3 women has an STD. Average body count is over 5, so that your average wife has slept with over 5 people. 95% of women are not virgins on their wedding days. So I understand the complaint.
Incidentally, her best friend has come out against her because she was like, yeah, she just like flipped a switch and just kind of stopped being a normal person. And she's like, I had to cut her off. Like, I felt bad because she said that she felt bad because they'd been friends for so long. But then she just like went off on this weird anti-woman stint. And I'm sorry, man. Who is this for? Like, who is this for? Honestly, like, who actually is a Hannah Pearl fan? Hannah Pearl Davis. Who cares about Hannah Pearl Davis? Honestly, incels won't like her. She's not hot enough, right? She's not, okay? I mean, she's fine. She's fine looking, but she's not conventionally attractive, right? She's not, like, charismatic. She's got the charisma. I think she's got, like, worse charisma than Kamala Harris, honestly. And that is a very high bar to reach for bad charisma, okay? But she's, like, rizless. So who the hell is this for? And then she's, on top of all of that, she's self-deprecating. Like, there's not a single good quality in this living meat hunk of a woman, right? Like, I don't understand. She literally posted the most schizo shit on Twitter the other night that made me just forget the world existed to retain my sanity. Link it for me.
Okay, well, Pearl joins me now alongside political journalist Ava Santini, who was nodding furiously along there to everything she heard.
Also, I'm sorry, she's clearly not buying her own bullshit. Like, this is a grift all throughout.
You'd be called the female Andrew Tate. How do you plead?
Well, I take it as a compliment. You know, I'm a fan of Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Of everything he says?
It depends what we're talking about, but overall, I think he's got a good message. I think he's good for young men.
Answer.
Okay, look, you're talking.
It depends, you know, when he's talking about like sex trafficking minors and saying that that's an okay thing to do. Yeah, you know, that's kind of cringe. But other than that,
about women predominantly, which is why you've got this big following. And your view is that modern feminism is deeply flawed. I would argue a lot of.
I will give Andrew Tate a single point because throughout everything, through all of it, this man stuck by the transes, okay? He said trans rights. He said, yes, I am a convicted sex trafficker. Accused, not convicted, but probably convicted soon. Yes, I am a terrible human being, a waste of human flesh, but God damn it, trans rights are human rights. And he said that till the very now, because it's not the end of his life yet. But you know what? There you go. Gotta admire that at least. I mean, it's a bare minimum, but, you know.
Of your proposals, like taking
trans
the vote
inclusive
away from
misogyny,
them, are deeply regressive. Mm-hmm. Why would you want to remove, just from yourself, the right to vote?
Well, what happened was I had the same view, right?
Okay, honestly, I'll be real with you. That's not that out there for American women. I know that sounds crazy, and the vast, overwhelming majority of American women obviously don't agree with that. But more than you think that way. Because a person, once again, that I will not name or even reference how I know them, who is a woman, thinks that women should not be allowed to run for president. Unironically. And I love this woman, by the way. She is a wonderful person. She's very funny, and she's great. She's an all-around great person. But where did that come from? Like, That's crazy. Like, genuinely insane. And I'm like, what? Like, she just said that one day. I'm like, where did that? Oh, that is an opinion you can have. Her husband is a lot more reasonable, thankfully. But she's cute. She's funny. She's quirky. Anyway.
Back when I started, I was
She's a
like,
little
why?
older, so.
I found out that only 5% of women wanted the right to vote. And I couldn't figure out, like, why would women not? No, it's true. It's true. You look it up.
At the time.
At the time.
Because they've been conditioned by men to think that they shouldn't have a vote.
I mean, that's what they say. But, you know, I started.
Isn't Piers... Okay, I'm sorry I keep pausing. One more thing. It won't be long. Piers Morgan, I feel like, has been going out against American conservatives more often than anything. Unless I'm just living in a bubble and I don't see anything else from him. I know Piers Morgan is like a conservative for Europe. Is it really that bad here? Is it really, really that bad here? That Piers Morgan is constantly going out to bat against American conservatives from the left. Like, that's insane. Anyway, I'll try not to pause again for a minute.
Right? And what I found out was that the reason a lot of women advocated for it was because they believed it was the beginning of the breakdown of the family. You know, before you became one in marriage, 85% of people were married.
You know, the ones who weren't lobotomized might have believed that, but probably not.
And, you know, I hate to say it, but they were right. What has happened 100 years later?
Well, what's that got to do with them having the vote?
Well, it also goes back to responsibility. Again, men are 80 to 90% of the military. They run all of the infrastructures that make society run. So I just think if we want an equal say in society, then be equal.
But I have nothing to do with the military and I can still vote. So where does that leave us? Like, I considered entering the Air Force, but I didn't. So should I not be allowed to vote? Like, is there a mandatory draft if you want to vote at all now? Like, I mean, none of it's consistent. I don't even know why I'm analyzing it.
Percent of the hard job.
Dissecting
be
it.
50% of the military. In the U.S., they're fined $250,000 if they don't join selective service, which is essentially the draft.
Okay, but specifically on the vote, what would having...
She doesn't even want to enter the Air Force? Wait, when you say enter the Air Force, you mean she doesn't want to go be in the Air Force? She's a complete hypocrite and she's open about it. Like, she kind of thrives on it, actually. Because she always says, like, listen, I don't do these things. I'm an ugly person. I'm not, like, a conventional woman. I know that I should be doing these things, but I'm not. But all the other women on Earth should also do these things that I'm not doing. It's, like, really bad. It's really bad. So if, like, she doesn't want women to be part of the draft nor the ability to vote, that's what I'm telling you. Yeah, she's 26. She doesn't know the life she wants to advocate for. She knows it's too disheveled to get anywhere anyway. Hence, she's shilling, but someone will believe her and harm others. Well, yeah, I mean, it's, you know, these are not legitimate thoughts going through her head. Oh, yeah, of course.
Right to
like
vote
I said, I don't even know why I'm
with
analyzing
family cohesion, for example.
It's such a blatant
because again,
grift.
before you weren't trying to divide a family. It was one
If you want to know what selling your soul looks like, look no further.
family unit. You had one vote for the family. I mean, I don't think it's good for a family to have two votes.
Ava, your mouth seems to have dropped
No,
about
do you know when it's sort of
feet.
like,
I
no,
know.
it's just sort of a bit galaxy brain. I
Now
feel
she
like, you know,
drop,
the
drop,
stats that you're
drop,
putting
drop,
down
drop.
are perhaps correct in some universe.
Which stat?
Unlike my mouth that's firmly in place at a 90-degree angle, just like that, bruv.
Kind of don't really add up. I mean, just to take you back to the to the women's writings that you've allegedly read.
That's how you know it's royalty, bruv.
At the time that you're talking about, you know, women weren't really allowed to write. They weren't allowed to go to school.
Yes, they were.
Write.
Yes, they
So
were. That's
actually,
incorrect. The first
okay,
female
what year are we
property, the first
talking
female
about?
property owner was in the 1600s. The idea that women couldn't work and couldn't.
Yeah, I do smell that now that you mention it.
So sorry, but that will be inherited property.
The first female millionaire was in the late 1800s.
And was that inherited?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, so wait. Okay, so let's just like round up and say it was 1848, and the first
female millionaire was in the late 1800s.
And was that inherited?
Okay, so that would have been like, I guess not that much later. I actually do want to hear this out. Was it inherited?
No, it wasn't. It was self-made. Yes, it was.
By the way, it lends no credence to her arguments, by the way. I'm just hearing it out because I'm interested in the raw information. That's it.
Made.
Yes, it
and
was.
She never inherited land.
Yes, she did not
and what
inherit
law permitted that?
What?
What law
Which, come to think of it, I don't know why I'm listening to her about anything. I can literally just look this up for myself. Why don't we do that? Sarah Breedlove, December 23rd, 1867. African-American entrepreneur. Wait, wow, that actually is surprising. The first female millionaire was an African-American. I would not have seen that coming. That's crazy. Like back in she died 1919. That's nutso. Philanthropist and political and social activist. She is recorded as the first female self-made millionaire in America. So self-made. So that's kind of an arbitrary standard. The cons throw her up all the time. Madam CJ Walker. I guess I can see how they would do that as a gotcha, but I think it's impressive more than anything. I think it's cool. It doesn't change the disparities that we currently see. It just so happened that the first, like, oh, wow. Because women as a block had it so much better than black people as a block back then, right? I'm sorry, like, I don't mean to compare struggles, but women had it pretty bad back then. Like, it was really bad. You know, they were still doing lobotomies, okay? Like, I don't want to compare struggles, but it was, in many cases, pretty bad. It's not the most surprising thing. It is surprising, but, like, when I think about it a little bit harder, it's like, well, just because a black person or woman can become millionaires doesn't mean they're not oppressed. That is also true. Black celebrities do still get oppressed in a specific way. It is the concept of intersectionality, right?
Well,
there was no law. I mean, there's always been women that were influential.
Let's get on to the vote. So what I don't understand is, you know, a part of your message, I've researched you today, and hang on a minute.
Okay.
You know, your big push is that you care about men and you don't think that men are getting enough of a say. But
I care about
hang
women
on,
too.
I
I care
made
about
the
women
point
too,
yet. Because of feminism, okay? What I wonder is when you start making calls out like repeal the 19th, women shouldn't be allowed to vote. How is that helping young men? Because these young men have women in their lives. They have mothers, they have sisters, they have teachers, and they turn around, they don't know how to act around women because you're giving them license to be misogynistic.
I wouldn't call it misogynistic. I say be equal. So again, men do all of the
feminists are
well,
saying.
then okay, I'd love for
No, it's not be equal. It's not equality to have men automatically be signed up for the draft and women not be allowed to vote. But like, that's not equality. That's different standards for, that's arbitrarily different standards for different sects of people.
for the feminists, please apply for the oil rigs. Please go do the hard jobs in society. They're open.
The vast majority of men don't work oil rigs. I also don't work oil rigs. I'm a soft boy, okay? I know I like to act like I'm big and tough, but I'm a soft boy, all right? Like, I lift, I'm fit. That doesn't mean I'm not soft. I can't do oil rig work. No, I would like very much to sit in the house of the patient that I take care of for 12 hours and then go home. That's what I do. And then I come here and stream and I make a little extra money on the side. And that's what I do. None of them do that, by the way. There's no oil rig workers, maybe like one or two ever, right? Who are like legitimately going on Twitter saying, well, I think that women should do this job. No, fuck no. They're just trying to make enough to survive, you idiot. You brain dead baboon, you idiot. Sometimes I get so mad at these people. Is that Pearl? That is Pearl.
They're hiring because I don't equate for, I don't think men or women are equal until we do the equal work. So no, listen. Go apply to be on the oil rigs. Go be a plumber, go be an electrician, go be on the front lines of the military, and then we should have equal rights. But until feminists are willing to do.
My favorite Ethan call out when he was debating her, or debate, I guess. It was more of a severe thrashing. My favorite thing that he did, though, was say, why should I listen to you? And she's like, I guess you shouldn't, because I'm a woman. And then she tried to come back and be like, well, I was just kidding. And it's like, if that's not the most like double-sided, limp-spined like bullshit, it's clear. It's obvious that she does not believe any of what she's saying. None of it. Like, she does not care. She will say whatever she has to make a dollar and stir up drama. Is it to ban men from the office work? I mean, you jest, but unironically, like, conservatives sometimes, so they're extremists, but there are conservatives who want, like Jordan Peterson is one. They want women to like stop wearing makeup and stuff at work. Or no, I take it back. They want women to not go to work, right? Like, they don't want women in the office because, like, it'll turn the men on. Like, that's their actual justification.
But I don't think that I'm physically built for that.
It distracts the men.
But I'm absolutely not. No, but you said you were.
Okay, sorry. I do want to drill into this point. It is actually misandrist to be like, women can't be at work because it will distract the men and make them horny and make them cum their pants. You really are gonna, like, dehumanize me like that. That's actual misandry. Anyway.
Oh, wow.
You said you were a volleyball player, and so you've got more strength than I do. I don't think.
But
that
I don't have more strength. I don't have more strength than the average man.
I'm not going to take your right away to do it.
I don't have more strength than the average man. But again, it goes back to go be a plumber. You want to be equal, go be equal.
You also, but you want divorce
I'm not
to
a plumber.
be made.
I'm a nurse.
Yes.
Why?
Yes, because
honestly, societally speaking, I'm probably more in the role of a woman than I am in a man, right? Because I'm a nurse. So, like, economically speaking, from a societal perspective, I make more than anybody else at my job, probably partly because I'm a man. But, like, forget that for a second. I'm a nurse. So societally speaking, I'm actually, like, fulfilling the societal role that a woman is supposed to fulfill. And that makes me a woman in a societal sense. You know what I mean? So like, I don't work these oil rig jobs. I work a woman's job. So should I not be allowed to vote? Is that your, I mean, you can have that argument. That would be a consistent position to have. Still a really stupid one, but like, it would be consistent, right? Am I making sense? I know I'm a little gone, but I feel like I'm making a lot of sense. You're a woman or less of a man now with conservative logic. They wouldn't call me a woman, but they would call me like a femboy or like a girly man or whatever until they see me. Like if I'm arguing with them online and they don't know what I look like, they might say that, but then they see me and then they stop that. She has to literally get every occupation on earth and segregate them based on gender. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Dude, like there's no logic here. It's just like vibes. It's all vibes. Fascism is all vibes. That's all it is.
Because I don't think what we have today is really marriage. What is marriage? It's for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. That's what marriage is supposed to be. But
she's 26. She's younger than me. What? She looks like she's like 30 at least. How is she younger than me? What? That's not, are you kidding me? That's nuts. Listen, the soul is good for the skin. Okay. Don't sell it. It'll keep your skin fresh, you know? It provides it with the warmth and the nutrients and the love that it needs. Otherwise, you just age very, very quickly.
feminists have ruined marriage for the people that actually believe in marriage.
How?
When there's a 50% divorce rate and the average marriage
Why is that all
8
down to the
years.
women, though?
They do actually
I
age
didn't
faster.
say that it was all down to
It's
the
a stress
women.
thing.
Why
It's
feminist?
like a stress
you
response.
asked why I want divorce to be banned.
Yeah.
Can I finish
Yeah.
that first? So I'm saying, you know, the people that believe in
And also, like, conservatives are less likely to go get checkups with a doctor, you know, get mental health care, and their amygdala is, like, larger, so they're constantly under stress, et cetera, et cetera. Like, they're just unhealthier overall. And also, a lot of them don't get vaccinated, so, you know, there's also that. Survival of the fittest, baby.
go be in long-term relationships. Leave marriage for the people that actually believe in for better.
Why isn't she following traditional women fashion apparel? Her shoulders are nudity in conservative culture. She says that she's a hypocrite. She is a complete hollow shell. You don't understand. She is transparent about the grift. She says, I don't do any of this. I think all women should do this, and I also do not do this. Therefore, I am a hypocrite, but I'm still right. She's a husk, so that doesn't work on her because she can just say, oh, I know I don't do it, but that doesn't invalidate my logic, which I guess that's technically true. You can say things that you believe should be the thing that everyone does that you yourself don't do and be genuine about it, but she's not genuine. I do believe in the general good of people. What I've noticed, and I've talked about this before, most people that I talk to, this is turning longer than I thought for a segment, but most people that I talk to are politically kind of dense, you know, like they don't hold consistent positions because they never sat down to think about it, because largely they don't have time to or don't care to because they're doing better things. It's honestly the crazy people that sit down and think about politics, either that or you're directly affected by them, of course. But if you're like me, you're just crazy and you think about politics because you have nothing better to do with your sorry, sad life. Actually, my life's pretty good. I shouldn't joke like that. But anyway, where was I going with this? So I really forget where I was going with that. Oh, no. Oh, this is bad. Okay, I'm gonna play the video.
Better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and
Holy
in health
shit.
till
I'm
death
like
do
Joe
us
Biden.
part.
Doesn't the sanctity of marriage also rely on the woman being a virgin? So you wouldn't be able to get married.
And that's why you wear condoms, son.
What do you mean?
Well, you've spoken quite openly about how you're not a virgin, and so if you want to preserve that sanctity of marriage, then I just think that you're upholding standards that you don't actually live.
What is that? Wait. Wait. I wasn't looking at this. I was just listening and not looking the whole time, and then I look over and that's just
Standards that you don't.
even this man is like, this is too much. What is this face? And then he raises his eyebrows. Look at that. Wait, one more time.
Sanctity of marriage.
I
just think that you're upholding standards that you don't
I
actually live by.
I can't stop it in time.
And that's a fair
that was
complaint.
funny.
I wish I was. But, we can't go back. I don't know what you want me to say.
No, but I just don't think it's fair that you get to be here and you get to be paid for your views, and you're telling other women that they shouldn't be allowed to.
I think
and they should abide by some-
Hang on. Okay, if I may.
I just can't fathom being this way. It's a shill, but she can vicariously cause other people to be harmed. She doesn't care. She doesn't think about that. Oh, I remember what I was talking about. I'm sorry. I was kind of being serious for a second. I do believe in the general good of people, okay? Most people are not political. They just don't stop to think about their politics. So they might vote Republican and not even understand what they're voting for. And if you actually sit down and talk to them, they might share, and probably do, share a lot of your progressive values. I've talked to so many people who say they love Trump, vote Republican, whatever. It's bad in nursing, worse than you'd think. And when we talk, they're just like, oh yeah, no, healthcare should not be profit driven. Healthcare's a right. But then they vote Republican. And it's like, hello? Like, those are not the people to vote for that. But it happens all the time. So I do believe in the general good of people. I think that most people are genuine, well-to-do, want what's best for the world people. And I think we get caught up in these online bubbles and see all these horrible husks, right? And we forget that. But just remember that, like most people are good. They're just not very in the know, A lot of people are sock dems but just don't know it. I agree.
Isn't the whole point of being a feminist, though, that women are entitled to have their own views?
Absolutely. And
so she's perfectly entitled to her views.
Yeah, but you can't.
You might not like them.
But I'm here to challenge
Isn't she
them.
exercising her right as a... Are you a feminist?
No, I am not.
Really?
No, I don't go that far.
You don't want to be a feminist?
No, because I think if feminists really believed in equality, but you guys don't, I would love for you. There is an oil rig hiring. There is an engineering
I would actually
firm
love to see
hiring.
Ava Santana.
I don't work an oil rig. Okay.
No, seriously. There is a building being built next.
That's how I'm fighting for equality is I went and got a woman's job. So now I don't vote and I stay in the kitchen and I'm a man wife, I guess, right? That's the logic. I don't know.
Go do it. And me,
Paul,
I'm
doing
saying
the same job that I'm doing right now.
When you find the man you want to get married to, are you saying you will be with that man whatever happens the rest of your life?
yes, for the vows that we're supposed to live
How do you
by.
know you can keep them?
I mean, I think it's a choice. And that's the thing, women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about happiness. The most important thing is the children. And the problem is we have a modern society where it's me, my feelings, leave when I feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kids.
Ava, I gotta say.
Listen, that's one of the most coherent points that she makes. And it's a common misconception that divorce is bad for the kids. It can be, certainly, and it's worse than if you were just in a healthy relationship to begin with. But if you're not in a healthy relationship, and it might have started healthy and turned unhealthy, that can happen. People can just grow apart. But it's not necessarily good for the kids to just say, yes, stay together. Yeah, staying in a broken marriage it's considerably worse, okay? Like my parents, frankly, stayed in a broken marriage, and it wasn't always very good, okay? Let's just say that I had some not great, not very pog experiences, okay? Some trauma, but nothing insane or anything, just very bad. My point in all that was divorce is not necessarily good or bad. It's just if the marriage ain't working out, divorce is objectively better for the kids, Don't stay in a broken marriage. One of the best arguments for divorce is how wives used to murder their husbands because they couldn't get out of the marriage. I do like that argument a lot because that is a reasonable response when you have no power and no say, right? I have no problem with a wife who is literally basically a kidnap victim and quite frankly a sexual assault victim, right? Of the person that she is forced to call her husband, killing that person when they have no other thing to do, So thank God for divorce, honestly. When you're trapped forever, it's just to take out your warden. That's right. A lot of husbands are going to have stomach aches in her society. Yeah, little tummy ache may not wake up tomorrow.
Say,
the forever
it's
nap.
a little bit listening to Andrew Tate where some of it I really don't agree with. I don't agree with the vote stuff. When I hear things like that, I think there'll be a lot of people.
Don't agree with that, right? Little cringe. No.
Who think, what? She's got a point.
Well, I mean, I believe in agency.
It's a bit
so I think
cringe,
that if a woman's
bruv.
going to look after her children with divorce, that's absolutely fine. I also believe in your right to speak your mind about it. What I don't understand.
I'd like to
what
say,
I don't
even
understand.
before the 1920s,
Do you know what I mean?
women could speak openly. This idea that women couldn't talk
What?
the last 500 years, there have been
Why did she
women
just
throughout
lie?
history
The American state
that have
education
been-
system has
that-
Like, that's so easy to just debunk. It's common sense even. I know that common sense is not an argument, but it is. It's just like, you say that to the average person and what the fuck are you talking about? No, they couldn't. You kidding me? No. Jesus.
It's failing now.
There have been women throughout history that have read, written, and been very influential in society.
Okay.
So this idea like women could never do it.
Yeah,
No,
against
what
all
I don't
odds.
understand, though, is when it gets spiteful, okay? Because you put down a few arguments that I think are perfectly, like, you know, they're kind of evangelical and they're Christian, but those are your right to say it. What I don't understand is when it kind of seeps into this sort of, you call women fat, you say that they shouldn't have
Are they
abortions,
fat?
you say that they
Okay, I want to touch on something else real quick. She says that all these women were like powerful, influential, whatever, and there certainly was a fair share of those, but not nearly as many men, as many as there were men, I mean. Because to be a successful, influential man, guess what you had to do? Be born rich. That's it. If you were born rich as a woman, well, fuck you. We're marrying you off to whatever son of a bitch we decide, who paid the highest price for your brideship. You know, like that's what it was to be a rich woman. Oftentimes, a rich man can do whatever he wanted. You had money as a man, a white man specifically. The world was your oyster. Okay. You had money as a white woman. You were called a witch, probably burned at the stake, and now all your money's stolen. Like, and then they sank your body, your charred body, to the bottom of a lake with an anchor just to add insult to injury. You know, if that wasn't bad enough. But like, my point being, like, this is just common sense, right? I don't know, just a bit cringe.
STDs. You know,
I mean, the question is, are they fat? Yes or no?
why pass
The
that
average
kind of
American
judgment?
woman is 170 pounds. That's objectively overweight.
I mean, let's be honest.
Also a lie. That heavily depends on height, first of all. Second of all, even at like shorter heights, it's not that fat. Like, it might be overweight, but it's not obese for most heights. Anyway.
We now celebrate morbid obesity as
way
some
more
kind
than
of body positive thing, and it is complete nonsense. So actually, on that point again, there's a bit of truth in
and this
that.
is the problem. This is the problem.
How have we come to celebrate morbid obesity as body positive? It's nonsense.
We're not talking about morbid obese. I was actually watching your podcast earlier, and you spoke to someone who was, I would say, probably a size 12, and you called her fat, obese, and a divorcee.
She was fat, obese, and a divorcee.
wasn't.
I mean, like, I don't know what to say. This is the thing, women, we don't want to live in reality.
Yeah.
We don't want to say things that are true. Was she fat? Yes. Was she a divorcee? Yes. These things are just objective facts.
Okay.
But like, that doesn't, like, I got scars on my arm, right? Taking it. I don't want people to like point and say, hey, you know, those scars on your arm are pretty ugly. You know, like, that's kind of rude. It's like, yeah, thanks for the reminder. Also, like, I wouldn't want somebody to walk up to me and be like, hey, you remember that time that your dog got lost and you never found him? Yeah. Well, why are you upset at me, man? I'm just stating facts, bro. Like, that did happen. It's like, yeah, but now I'm sad about it. Excuse you. Yeah, I know I'm fucking, like, if you are a fat person, and I have been fat, actually kind of recently I had a belly. Yeah, yeah, you don't gotta point that out, man. Like, come on, I'm working on it. Anyway, 170 pounds is a healthy weight for my height, according to the dumb fuck BMI. People shit on BMI, specifically leftists, I've noticed, shit on BMI a whole lot, and it does deserve a lot of the shit that it gets, but it's not entirely useless. It does provide a good baseline, a very simple, easy to follow baseline for most people. Obviously, you should keep tabs on other things, but if you have a healthy BMI, you know, there's a bell curve, you know, like being overweight or underweight can be a problem sometimes. It's good unless you're on vitamin S. Vitamin S? Like, I need to add a 5 to 10 pounds for my loose skin. Oh, gotcha. I mean, that's where it gets complicated, right? Obviously, like, there's different people have different densities because of their muscles, etc., etc. Anyway, let's. There's like 12 seconds left.
I'm going to have to
And
objectively.
she insulted me first. They always do.
I'm going to have to objectively end the debate, but it was an interesting conversation. I think we should get you two back
I
together.
agree, Piers. Interesting conversation, bruv. God save the Queen, bruv. I'm Piers Morgan. Can we, like, I'll just say, Pearl, man, like,
Stop. Get some help.
you know? If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. You can join my channel membership at youtube.com/AlecGunther/TTV/join for only 99 cents a month. That's less than the price of a blowjob from your mom. You can be part of the channel membership program, and you will get early access content, as well as a sweet badge next to your name and exclusive emojis in the comments that nobody else gets. Thank you again, and I will see you all in the next video.
McDonald's